Let's get back to the football. League leaders Liverpool travel to the City Ground this afternoon to try and extend their lead at the top of the table. Jurgen Klopp's side have been ridden with injury in recent weeks, which has paved the way for their youngsters to step up. And my goodness, they have not shied away. Here is the Liverpool boss with his view on the future of the club.
If it would be about the people around me, I love the more senior players as well. So I will miss them as well. And then seeing the young boys coming through, it just gives me a very good feeling for the future of the club, which is much more important than anything. And yeah, I will miss them, but I will follow them and stuff like this. But it's not, if I tell it 5 million times, it's not about not wanting or whatever or this and that. It's about what is right. That's why I do it, and not because I don't like some players and want to leave because of that. Oh, but now they are young players, I like them more and I should stay. That's not like that, definitely not.
Just hitting the mic the whole time. Bang, bang, bang. For more on this one, delighted to say we are joined by the former Liverpool and Nottingham Forest striker, Dean Saunders. How you doing, Dino?
Morning, Nat. Morning, Tony.
Great to have you with us, Dino. Look, we've got to get to the most important question. If you were interviewing Basil Brush, what would you ask him?
Oh, my God. I mean, I'm not sure Alan Brazil will do that, you know. He's got a line. There is a line as far as he'll go interviewing a puppet. But I'd probably ask him, how's his back after having a hand up there all his life?
Goodness me. Oh, you see.
Maybe he's got bad back.
Totally the wrong question to ask, Dino. Absolutely inappropriate.
Dean, I did laugh earlier when you talked about, in midweek about coaching all the players, the dads of the Liverpool players,
Oh, yes.
I thought that was very funny because I said to Nat, we did a coaching course together in Wales, didn't we? Which was probably one of the most funniest weeks of my life, by the way, as well.
I didn't know you did that. So
with Dino. Dino was on it with Neville Southall, Andy Townsend. Who else was there? John Barnes was there, wasn't he? Dino.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a who's who.
It was good, but didn't do me any good, Cass. I still got sacked.
Oh dear, yeah.
You got sacked. You got sacked from a few clubs, so you did all right.
Only 2. No. I find myself now. I'm watching the telly and I'm going, that can't be Neil Dan's son. That can't be his son. I mean, 5 minutes ago I was coaching him at Blackburn. It can't be Neil, and it was. And then Kumas scores. I've gone, that can't be Jason Kumas' son. And then Lee Clark's son. I coached Lee at Newcastle. Yeah. So it's brilliant though, isn't it, to see? Liverpool. It's just the culture the manager's created. You know, if you think back when he first arrived at Liverpool, and he got them training, and they all started getting injured because they were doing too much. They hadn't really trained at that sort of level. And he's doing it again. You can see what he's doing now. He's actually got a new midfield, and he's got them sprinting, closing the ball down. You've got 6 seconds to get the ball back if we lose it. The nearest man gets to the ball. The rest follow him behind, and they're hard to play against. And then when the youngsters come into the team, they think it's normal. That's what you do. Harvey Elliott just runs around the pitch sprinting, closing down.
Do you know who he reminds me of, Dino? He reminds me of Ray Houghton, the way he plays.
Yeah.
Because Ray was that. Ray was buzzy. He was always everywhere. Where the ball was, he always wanted it. That was when Liverpool were, a real force. I know they're a real force today, but, Harvey Elliott's role is very similar to what Ray Houghton did.
Yeah, he comes in off the line. Yeah. He doesn't really go outside people with pace. Ray never had the pace to go outside people, but Ray would. I played with Ray at 3 clubs, and Ray made me a footballer. He was that clever. You played with him. Yeah. If I wasn't ready for the ball when Ray wanted to release it, he'd pass it into me and follow the ball and get it back, play 1-2s, or he'd flick that. He'd come inside with the outside of his right foot. He'd thread it through the centre backs, and if I didn't make the run, he'd slaughter me every game. But you're right, Harvey Elliott's similar to Ray, and I think as he gets older, he'll start getting Ray's vision. Ray could see every pass, and he could hit every pass. And, when he got to the byline, he could cut balls back for people. He could dink one to the back post. He was a great player. But I like Harvey Elliott's enthusiasm for football. It just rubs off on everyone.
I mean, what is incredible is that these young players that he has been putting into his squad in recent games are coming through in incredible... They're actually important games, the League Cup final, the FA Cup clash against Southampton. These aren't sort of, games that you could discard as, we don't need to win this one, because they're aiming for a possible quadruple this season. And the key thing, of course, Dino, is ensuring that these players go on and have a career of some sort and that they aren't just used in the short term because of injury issues. How do you think they can manage those players going forward to ensure that they have a long-term future?
Well, that's why there's top players, Nat. The time will tell for these youngsters. To be a top player playing for Liverpool, I've just looked at the fixture list, the games they've got left. They've got Sparta Prague, in between Sparta Prague twice. They've got Man City slotted in. If you can't get yourself up for the game, you can't play for Liverpool. You can't play for Man City. The top players have a way of getting themselves up, ready for the next game. So we won't find out about these lads if they can keep doing it, week in, week out. And you've got to turn up and put a 7 out of 10 in most weeks. Otherwise, you get left out when you play for a big club. So they're showing good signs. And it is, if you're going to play for somebody when you're a youngster, Jurgen Klopp's your man, because all it is, sprint, close down, and when you get the ball, pass to a red shirt and move. And that's it.
We've got to have a word on Forest because obviously, a team that's still got a number of issues. But I like their front three. I like Hudson-Odoi, I like Alanga, and I like Awoniyi. I think they're a handful. So do you expect Forest to be a real challenge for Liverpool today?
Well, yeah, you took the words out of my mouth there, Cass. Awoniyi and Origi, Alanga, and they got Morgan Gibbs-White behind them, feeding them. If you're going to play a high line against them four, good luck. Because they can all sprint. They're all big, strong lads. And Morgan White's the man that slides them in. Alanga's playing well. Obviously, they've got this points deduction hanging over them, which we might not find out until the end of the season, shockingly, whether they get deducted. So the players have just got to get on with it and try and get 10 wins under their belt. I think there's 12 games left. Mm-hmm. They've got to find 5 wins from somewhere. But you've got Chris Wood as well, who can slot into that forward line. So at home, they're a tough act to play against. So, but I think Liverpool will have too much for them again today.
Mm-hmm. Well, cheers, Dino. Thank you.
On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.